Hello, good evening everybody, welcome along to the JACKOCAR Cup Series. It's been 78 days since the Season 4 Championship 5, but we're back again to do it all over again. It is the first race of Season 5 of the Cup Series here in Australia. I'm your commentator Owen White. With me, as always, is the man himself, it's Jacko. We're back!
We are back. 78 days as well. Imagine stealing my stat like that, Owen. What a
you know
great
what I'm
start
like.
to the season.
You know what I'm like.
Not to worry, but new tracks, new rules, one new driver for a change. We sort of kept it in-house a little bit this time around. But same old JACKOCAR. And of course, Australia, I think it played host to the Season 1 opener and possibly the Season 3 opener. It always delivers when it's in the calendar, so I think no better way to start the fifth series season of the Cup Series.
Yeah,
How mad is that?
Can you believe it? 2022. That's what year it is now. We've been at this. This has all been in the works since late 2019. You know, we've been at this for ages, and it's over 2 years since we did the start of Season 1. So we are definitely in the swing of things now, and we are just waiting for our first car to come out for qualifying, and then we'll be straight back into it. It'll be like we never left. And so I'm very much looking forward.
78 days, it'll be forgotten about, won't it? But yeah, here we are.
And the first person coming out onto track should be, hopefully, in the next couple of seconds, assuming that we haven't got the usual problems of our clock being wrong. But we should be seeing the 98 coming out of the pits, hopefully, about now.
Yeah, and of course the first car out tonight is Yuri. He is not a Cup Series full-time driver. He is in place of Corey. Everybody else is full-time this season, and of course Michael OKK. You'll see only 19 drivers. There is 20, but he'll be joining us partway through qualifying, so will not be setting a lap. But it is 20 drivers, as always, as it has been for, I think, about 59 races in a row now.
And here we go then. Once again, you'll never guess whose driver colours this is based off of. This is, of course, Alexander Rossi's colour set. Here for Yuri, running the Napa pink and blue this year, actually. It's an interesting colour scheme he's got for Indy, and Yuri has certainly taken that on board. And, well, it'll just be fascinating to see how everyone is. Are they going to have improved from last season? Are we going to see different drivers at the top? Obviously, you'll have noticed there's Arnaud gone, and that might just give some slightly more chances for other drivers, because he was always the person you'd look for to have the ridiculous qualifying time. Of course, the two-time champion, Jamie, is still here as well to try and make it 3. But I think we do all go into the season thinking it might just be a little bit more open.
Yeah, absolutely, a little bit more open. Of course, we do have the likes of Corey coming back and a very fast Finnish man, Casper Klein. But open, definitely. You know, we've lost the likes of Thomas, Arnaud, Cam, all fast drivers. So it'd be very interesting to see. We've also had Connor returning to Cup Series. SD Mats is back. Jordan is back after leaving partway through. And who else is back? Quinn and Gareth got promoted from Kia Series. And Yuri, the reserve, gets us underway for Season 5 of qualifying, Owen.
He survives the first chicane. Plenty of tricky chicanes on this lap round the Albert Park circuit. Of course, the last time we'll probably see it in this configuration, with it being changed for the F1 season this year. Bit tricky through turn 3 for Yuri. Missed the apex, we broke a bit too late, but still keeping it in a straight line. I think we always say, although he has spun, it's at this point you've got to keep going, because every lap counts here, and even if you're facing backwards, if you've lost your front wing, this is where it counts, because you've still got to cross the line. He's 19th right now, but he'll go up to P1 once he crosses the line, and people will invalidate, they will lose their laps, and so even if it goes wrong like it has here, there's still time to be gained. But we will go and see Quinn, who's about to start his lap, and hopefully he faces in the right direction for the full lap.
Yeah, Quinn entering this Cup Series season as the 61st driver to race in the Cup Series as he invalidates. And the next man out on track, Gareth, will be the 62nd. Quick update on the stats for you. 66 races held so far in the Cup Series and 21 race winners. That's 1 in every 3 races. We have had a different race winner. So hopefully we can continue that. 2 new drivers coming into it. Maybe they can provide us 2 more race winners, Owen.
Well, we've certainly got some nice liveries on them. We've got Quinn's, obviously. We know the colours for that one, the Ukraine flag. And we've got more pink and blue for Gareth. So certainly, seeing a thing with the pink and blue, everyone likes a bit of that, don't they? Will this be the first lap to get on the board? Obviously, the 1 minute 34.2 will be beaten. Oh, that's an accident. That is Quinn in the wall at the infamous turn 12, which means he doesn't finish his qualifying lap. Potential then he'll fall right to the bottom, because even if he finishes an invalid lap, it might just stick him a little bit higher on the pecking order. And you can see Gareth is hesitating through turn 5. It seems these guys are really tentative on the throttle. They're struggling to keep the rear in check, really. And it surprises me, and I'm worried about how quick he's actually going to be able to get through the 11-12 chicane when he gets there, because if it's that tricky through turn 5, you can imagine how loaded the rear tyres will be through this section here. And here he comes, taking the wide entry. He's going to cut into the inside and then back to the right, and you can see he's definitely not going through there at the fullest pace, but it keeps it valid.
Yeah, and one thing to note as well, something new for this season, is it's actually a Ben Shaw idea, an Iceman idea. Different start times for the races. I don't know if it affects qualifying, it might do, but Australia here we're doing under sunrise conditions rather than official Formula 1 conditions. As Gareth comes up to the line, it's going to be a 1:23.6, a new benchmark. But yeah, so maybe the height or the level of the sun in the sky might affect things for these drivers, but also Gareth, I think, possibly taken a little bit cautiously on his Cup Series debut as we now head to Esteban's.
We didn't validate it through 12. We've only had 1 proper lap on the board so far. These guys are really struggling to get round, which is surprising, but I think a few of them were maybe not practicing as much as others for this one. Perhaps we'll see the sort of quality from others, but yeah, that 1 minute 23.6 certainly is not the fastest time in the world. How's Connor going to get on as he heads through? Is he going to cut the same way that Esteban did? Yes, he is.
Yes, he has.
Oh my goodness. Are we going to find anybody? Perhaps we'll be able to turn to our rookie. You'd like to hope so. But let's see how he's going to get on. Where is he actually? If I can find him.
So, official wording on rookie in JACKOCAR is 16 races or less. Casper did question it earlier on because he's had about 3 or 4 starts, but not 16, so he is a rookie for the rest of this season. And of course, already a JACKOCAR race winner, and that was at France last season when he had that last lap battle with Arnaud and I believe it Jamie Griffiths, wasn't it?
Yes, I think it was.
Yeah. Who we will see later on. By the way, with Arnaud not being here and Pete, who is here, that now makes Pete the leading driver in Cup Series starts. He is now on 67 to Arnaud's 66.
Assuming, of course, he does make it to the start, which you'd hope he will. But
yeah, he's in the lobby, it counts, so that is 67. Yeah. So.
And here comes Casper then. Oh, he nearly Schumachers it through the final corner, but he's going to get it to the line with a 1 minute 21.5. And that is now the benchmark. Let's see if anyone can get near that time. Let's go and see Risky. Another pink car.
Yeah, so Risky is obviously with OKK not being here at the moment, Risky is the first of the original Cup drivers from last season. So everybody else you've seen so far is brand new to the season for this season. Is that the best way to word it? Probably not. Risky to the line, yeah. Owen.
He's gone second fastest. All of the new full-timers, maybe we could call it.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
But yes, Risky hasn't beaten Casper. He's 1.2 seconds off of him, but the quicker times will be coming. So it'll be worth it as we see Ben Harrett heading through, and he's gone for an interesting colour scheme. He's black with some green and blue. Very sort of my style, this. I'm a fan of this. Look at it.
Yeah,
In the sun, it looks very nice.
I was going to say, that's a bit of you, isn't it, with the green on. Of course, new rule for this season, or a removal of a rule, if you will. No livery restrictions.
Oh, no.
Oh, it invalidates. So drivers can run whatever they wish. There's no exceptions, with the exception of Throwback Week at San Marino and Championship 5 week, if you make it to the Championship 5.
Well,
so you might see a driver run a different livery every week.
Here is Deck. Now, he is the one and only Joker driver who's actually here tonight, because Corey was going to be the other one, but he has obviously been replaced by Yuri, and that means he loses his Joker. He's not going to get a chance to use it, and Deck is the only one who can do a one-stop today, and we will see if he can make it work. And first, he's got to make sure he gets a lap on the board, because with a lot of people struggling, we're already at the halfway point of the qualifying session. So if he gets a decent time here now, it might be enough to get a top 10 start. And so it'll be interesting to see how he gets through here. I think Casper was around 49 seconds as he hit through the middle sector, and Deck isn't quite as fast as him, because I think it was a lower 49, so perhaps we will see Casper's time stick, but they should have a chance of going second place. Would be a good place for him to sort of kick off his season, because he had pace last season. He nearly made it into the playoffs, but then it just sort of fell apart. Ended up right at the bottom of the championship. We know he's quicker than that, and we'll hopefully see some of his potential perhaps shine through this season as he comes around the final corner. Let's see if he'll be able to get this onto the provisional front row. No, just misses out by half a tenth.
Of course, Deck was telling me earlier on that he's done a lot of, or got a lot of podiums in other leagues. So, you know, the potential is there. Obviously, JACKOCAR's a little bit different.
Oh no, Iceman, keep your foot in it, lad. It was a decent middle sector, might well have had a chance of going P1, but once again, it's turn 12, which does the damage. And if this is what it's going to be like in qualifying, can you even imagine what they're going to be like in the race? We could be in for quite the chaotic evening, as we tend to get in Australia. But let's see Ben around the last corner anyway. Let's say, despite the mistake, there should still be a decent time in this. It does still go onto the front row. So I suppose he'll take that, but I'm sure the faster drivers, when they come through, will eventually be able to beat that. One of which, the Season 1 champion, here is Pete, heading through the middle sector. Will he be able to get himself into the 1 minute 20s? Because I reckon that's probably where the pole position is going to be at.
Yeah, another driver with the Ukraine colours on for obvious reasons. Iceman and Pete actually were looking very good in their sort of like private tests that they were doing. So two that you could tip for pole. Obviously Iceman with that mistake. Pete gets through turn 12 without error. So this could be on for a very good lap. Obviously Track Evolution helping him. Casper didn't have that advantage, but is still the fastest lap at the moment on a 1:21.50. And as we're well into sector 3 now, Pete, he needs a resurgence at some point, surely, doesn't he? It's been 4 seasons since he's got a race win. Through the final turn now, on his first qualifying lap of Season 5, the all-time record Cup Series starter goes P2.
It was close. It was
It
close.
was close.
But didn't quite get there. How about MK Bourne? He's invalidated as well.
Oh.
So, a lot of times are not hitting the board. We're going to end up seeing somewhat of a shaken up grid at this rate. Which is, of course,
MK
more
Bourne.
entertainment for us. But not for the guys involved, perhaps.
Of course, MK Bourne winning this race in Season 1. The inaugural JACKOCAR winner. Jamie Griffiths then. What's he got for us? Another Ukraine-style car.
Nearly hit the wall as well. As he heads through the middle sector. This looks relatively competitive. Don't stack it here though, and you can see he got it all wrong in 11, but luckily has kept it valid on the exit of 12. He did go off the track, but didn't gain any sort of advantage in the game. Has let him off with that one. And I wonder if he'll just take it a little bit more easy just to make sure he gets it to the line and get himself, hopefully, a decent starting position. Because, well, where he is right now, if he qualifies in that top 3, it would pretty much solidify a top 10 start. So let's see where he goes. Jamie's coming to the line, 4th fastest. And, well, we know where the time was lost. Yeah. Let's see if anyone else can get themselves a decent time. How's Jordan getting on? NK Bourne's retired. He still sits way down at the bottom, unfortunately, apart from Quinn, of course. But let's see how Jordan gets on through the last 2 corners now. And on to the start-finish straight. Let's see where we'll be looking with this. It's not going to be fastest. It probably isn't going to be in the top 4 either. In fact, it is only 7th fastest. So perhaps he's also had some dramas out there. It's quite the theme, isn't it? Oh, and Jake has as well. He's invalidated.
He's invalidated as well. Jake, by the way, since we last saw him, is now a JACKOCAR champion, but in the form of rallying. So came ever so close to a win and a championship 5 position.
The livery, though. Oh,
last season.
Goodness. But we might need to hand out best livery of the season already to that. Look at that.
No, surely not.
Look at the red on that. It's a beautiful red. Do you not like it?
It's all right. We're expecting a lot from Jake this season. I'll be more impressed if he wins, put it that way.
Fair enough. Let's see how Kieran's getting along. Now, he spent all day complaining about how much he's not played the game. He says he's only just had a nap that he's woken up from, and yet still hasn't practiced. He's had about half an hour to prepare for this race. Watch him stick it on pole.
Red Matt gets out of the way as he begins his lap in a minute. But yeah, Kieran, most famous for bringing out the safety car and changing the outcome of last season's championship.
Yes.
Of course, that's a rule that's been covered up now.
In a desperate attempt to give himself a chance in the championship, it didn't quite work out for him. He then also went out and won the All-Star race, except he didn't, because while he crossed the line first, he cheated. So I don't remember exactly what he did, but yeah, I think he wants to have a bit of a cleaner slate to this season, perhaps, because pace is there. He just needs
so much potential.
You know, drive properly and within the rules. It looks an okay lap. It might not go P1, but it shouldn't be right at the bottom. He's gone P6. I mean, there's only 3 more drivers to go, so he's in the top 10. You know, he'll take that. And here's Kyle. Kyle, who probably felt quite hard done by the end of last season, once again losing out on the title to Jamie. Will this finally be his year? The middle sector didn't look particularly strong, and so Casper's time from earlier might still stand, but it depends on how the last sector is, because of course that's where the very tricky left-right is in 11 and 12, and that could be where Kyle makes a difference if he has had a good run through there. After him, we'll only have Red Matt and the reigning champion Jimmy Wright. Kyle does only go 4th fastest, so another one who isn't able to quite get on Casper's pace. And so, we're down to the last 2. It's Red Matt heading for the middle sector and Jamie, who has just started his lap. And so we'll see how they both get on. Well, he's about to start his lap, actually. He's only got a couple of seconds to make it, in fact, so hopefully he does get there. Red Matt, all looks decent so far. No invalidations, no mistakes that are going to cost a massive amount of time. Surely he's got a shot at pole. He is always on pole. It's his thing in this series. Surely he's about to come through the last corner.
If it wasn't Arnold or Jamie on pole, it was Red Matt, and final corner, as you say, Owen, up to the line. What can he do? The man from Yorkshire, Red Matt to the line. It's pole position. But what can the champion do? The only man that can stop Red Matt, Casper, won't get a pole early on in his full-time debut season. But 2-time champion Jamie Wright heading into Sector 2.
He's got medium tyres on. As long as he sets a somewhat decent time, he'll get to start on these for the race. He's also got the splash of purple back on the car. Nice to see. But will he be able to challenge P1? It's an alright middle sector considering what tyre he's on. And he's kept it all valid, although very shaky. 3:11.12. It certainly isn't going to be P1. I think you can give that to Red Matt now. I don't see that time being beaten. But it's where we'll see Jamie. Will he get this onto the board? Will there be any mistakes? Surely the 2-time champion is going to want to start his second title defence in style. As he comes on the final corner, Let's see, will it be a good performance? Not pole, probably not anywhere near the front row. It's a top 7 start for Jamie, and to be fair, on those tires, I say that is not the end of the world. I think he'll take that. And here's Red Matt then, the pole position man for the start of season 5.
This is where I usually give you a stat of how many poles the drivers had, isn't it? Do hold the line caller. Matthew Redmore, that is his 5th pole position in JACKOCAR.
And a perfect way to start the season. You'll have noticed OKK did also join there at the end of the session, so he'll be trying to replicate what he did here in Season 1 with the victory. Of course, he'll have to do it from the back of the grid, which might be quite difficult. But if there's any lead you can manage this in, it's this one. And, well, we just wait now.
Did I recall, you've just said OKK trying to replicate what he did in Season 1. Did I say Mike won the first race earlier in qualifying?
You might have done, actually.
I think I did, didn't I? So that's incorrect. Yeah, it was OKK that was the inaugural champion, but Mike was on pole in Season 1.
Yes, that is what it was, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Apologies.
this isn't Season 1 anymore, I suppose, in that respect, because it's Red Matt on pole by half a second to Casper, Pete, Iceman, Kyle, Jamie, J-Luke, also Jamie, on mediums, and then Risky, Kieran, and Deck. Deck on his Joker does start in the top 10. Jordan 11th, Gareth in 12th. That was the last sort of representative time. Yuri hit the wall, and SD Matt, MK Bourne, Jake, Quinn, Ben, and Connor all invalidated their times.
So, even with a new season, we still don't have a proper sort of lineup. You know, you've got a lot of drivers that are out of position. It's classic JACKOCAR, isn't it? What to expect from this, Owen? Casper probably fastest in the league on paper, but Red Matt coming back strong. Pete back into form. Iceman something to prove. Kyle trying for a vengeance 4 seasons in. You know, and of course 2-time champion J-Luke down there. It's wide open, isn't it?
Yes.
Quinn has potential. Jake could win a race. So
I am hoping we haven't got stuck here a lot of way on this menu. OKK joining might have caused the game to do its usual I don't know what I'm doing anymore phase.
I think it.
Kieran's
might be one
blaming
of
us. Kieran's blaming us for it.
Yeah, Kieran's wrong. So
He's a bloody idiot.
I think we might have to go to a lobby reset then.
A lobby restart. Well, that's a good way to start the season. Good to know that it's happened again. Although at least the game is still functioning. Well, it's not,
Yeah.
but you've still got a stream, because normally, do you know what I think it is? It might have been OKK joining right at the last second.
Yeah.
That's gone and done this.
Owen, you're going to have to fill in and
Yep.
make it very entertaining for everyone. We'll
Well,
get it set up again.
Yes, I'm going to have to do that because Jacko, upon leaving, has fixed everything. Perhaps you could even rejoin now, actually, Jack. Have you got another invite? You probably don't have an invite.
No, I don't have an invite.
That's a problem. Can I even invite you from here? Or is... Oh, no,
Try your luck.
Let's see. Invite to game. Okay, that doesn't work. Let's see if it works from here. I am trying. Can't invite players because the game group has closed. Well, it quite clearly hasn't. Well, that's not worked out. So we're going to have to just hold. Just hold, everyone. It'll be fine. I will just quit to the main menu then, just wait for the new lobby to come up.
Yeah.
I might show you some of my liveries or something. I don't know. I think it's something.
This is classic Owen. This is.
Yeah. Even PSGL let me do this once, so you can tell it's good quality content. Right, let's see. What have I been doing then in my off-season time? Let's see. This is what I've been running recently. Look at that. If I were to ever race in the Cup Series, I think I'd probably run this. Look at that. Bit of a brawn vibe to it, as you might be able to tell, with the white and the the luminous yellowy greeny colour that no one really quite knows what colour it is. And various other things. I had a rainbow car because it looked shockingly cool on track. I did a rip-off of the Racing Point from back in the day, or I suppose you can call it an Alpine now, really. Because that's what it is. But, yes. That's my pre-race entertainment. I suppose you know what happens if we ever get desperate and need another driver. I've got a livery ready. But, yes, let's get into the lobby. And, I hope that someone got the weather for the race, whether it's going to be dry, wet.
It was dry, I can confirm that.
Alright. Oh, Christ. This isn't going to let me join, is it? This could be bad. This could be bad. It's not letting me join.
Don't be like that, Owen.
Right.
Show some positivity, man.
Yes, hold on. 1 second.